on.
Is that still one of the favorite stocks, or is that out of favor now for retail?
I think it's out of favor.
And you got a bunch of hate on that one, right? I'm assuming.
I only get hate, Fabio. There's no love on Strongman Personal Finance.
Yeah, there was a stock. I don't know if you covered it. It was Nautilus. There was a guy. He's deleted all his comments, but we would go back and forth. I made, I think, one video on the company, how it was pretty poor and they had inventory issues. And this guy would go back and forth with me over and over and over again. I'm looking at it now. Now it's at 74 cents.
Nautilus. Did I cover this one?
Maybe you have, because it was a clear example of a value trap. And I know that there was a channel that, the Michael Jordan of investing. I'm pretty sure he covered it favorably.
The Michael Jordan. Are you talking about Lufufu?
No. He's amateur compared to this guy. This guy has daddy's money.
Daddy's money.
Come on. That's the giveaway.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
that's the giveaway.
It's gotta be somebody I know. Yeah, look at those margins, man. Woo! What was his bull thesis that it's a
well, it wasn't just him. There was a bunch of people. I think even if I remember correctly, like Ryan Scribner even looked at this favorably. It was one of these but to answer your question, it was just cheap. And it was very cheap on a multiples basis back then. And then it kept falling and falling. Just people didn't understand, how to measure inventory. And so they were holding a bunch of inventory, and a lot of their value was in inventory. They had a lot of cash on hand, and then they spent it all building up inventory again. And so the warning was like, okay, they have a lot of cash on the balance sheet, but that's not necessarily cash that's going to go in your pocket. And so a lot of retail fell for that.
I mean, they haven't been profitable since the last quarter or like the third quarter of 2021.
Yeah, and generally speaking, gym equipment companies, they're pretty bad businesses. Most of them go bankrupt. That's why when Peloton was trading at its levels, I think we were talking about it back then. Why that was a very strange time, because people were pitching it as a software company, not just a gym.
That sounds familiar. Sounds like a very popular stock now.
Oh, there is one? What's the software company?
Don't they call Tesla a software company, or is it a tech company?
Yeah. It's a tech company, car company. Yeah. Software. It's a software company. It's a robotics company. It's an energy company.
Are you growing on Tesla, Fabio? Is it
no? I
just feeling now.
No. I just tell you as a customer, I really do enjoy them. Dealing with Tesla as a company, as a customer is pretty enjoyable versus I don't have to deal with a dealership. I don't have to deal with an insurance company. Charge me a little bit higher. I can get cheaper rates at Tesla. So.
Oh, okay. So you insure through Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was super easy too.
That's interesting. I wonder, because I remember reading about that somewhere, that they offered really good rates, and I wonder if that's just because they're not good at risk management. Because if they're charging low premiums, maybe they're not making money off of it.
They also presumably have a better ability to fix the car should anything happen to it. Of course, you're talking also about the liability on the other car that you have to cover, depending on the coverage you take. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, no, that's at the minimum, right? Because minimum, you're covering the other person, and then you pay for coverage on yourself and your vehicle. So that's kind of some people what they would argue, but it's not that much cheaper. It's cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper. I went from paying roughly 120 something a month, if you kind of do that over 6 months, to about it. Well, that percentage wise, that's a lot cheaper, about like high 80s.
Yeah, I have Geico. I pay $165 a month for 3 cars, but I have like high deductibles, and 2 of my cars are pieces of junk. So.
But you're insuring multiple cars. I'm insuring only a single car, single vehicle.
Yeah. Well, we're selling one of the cars for scrap.
Oh, you're selling which one? Which one? The one you do the live streams in sometimes?
No, so that's my baby. That car is never going away. But the Ford, so my wife has a Ford Focus. So we bought a van for the kids, and that's the car we use for the kids. The Ford Focus just basically sits there, does nothing. So, and it's got like all these issues. So I'm thinking we just sell it for scrap, and that's going to save me like $200 every 6 months in premium. Plus, I don't have to pay Virginia property tax, because in Virginia, you get a letter in the mail every 6 months, and you got to pay tax on your car.
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh, dude, when I bought my Chrysler Pacifica, the tax was like $400 for 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, so
$800 a year.
Yeah, it went down. But with my first bill that I got, maybe it was for more than 6 months, that first bill was $400. I just had to pay the state $400 because I have a car. It's like, God damn.
So you pay property tax on your property, and property tax on your property as in your vehicle.
Yeah. So I pay real estate tax, which is like maybe $250 a month. It's in my mortgage, obviously. And then I pay personal property tax, where if you own a car in Virginia, they will send you a bill and you have to pay tax because you own a car.
Oh my gosh.
And you pay state income tax, 5.75%.
When are you moving?
Never. I'm stuck. I'm never leaving this baby. This house is a godsend.
Just ride around on a bike. Will they tax you then?
If enough people ride bikes, they'll probably start doing it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They want our money, but they doubled our standard deduction here in Virginia.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Well, it was $8,000 before. Now it's $16,000.
Oh, 16,000 standard deduction. Yeah, but the way it works, it's like, so it's a standard deduction from the state level, right? With Virginia,
state taxes, and then they have exemptions too. Like, so the federal government, they got rid of exemptions, but they made a huge increase in standard. In Virginia, they doubled the standard, and you still get exemptions. So you actually do get a lot of deductions for the state, at least for the next couple of years. I don't know what they're going to do after that, but
that's right, because they have sunsets on some of these.
Oh yeah. I follow the laws too, because obviously that's, I'm going to be doing taxes this upcoming tax season, so I got to stay abreast to this stuff.
Yeah, are you focusing on getting clientele from Virginia primarily?
Yeah, I just bought 1,000 business cards. Did I send you guys the cards?
No, you haven't sent us the cards yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to show it on the screen because it's got my phone number on there. But
some comment here, by the way, the fairly reasonable investor just became Peter Schiff's neighbor in Puerto Rico.
Who?
Or just become Peter Schiff's neighbor in Puerto Rico. Man, Puerto Rico, I'd do it, honestly. And then classify, once I live there long enough, then sell all my shares. Oh, I think I haven't had this conversation with you, but it was a conversation. I went on Jesse's live stream 2 months ago, and I was discussing with him the prospects of quote unquote retiring from the investing game at some point. And I've been contemplating it recently, and remember your video making that suggestion that I would start transitioning my portfolio into passive indexes.
Are you going to do it? I'll be your fund manager too. Just give me your money. I'll charge you 1% a year.
1% on top of the expense ratio.
Of course. and there's going to be sales loads too. So every time you buy, I get 6% roughly. That's how it works.
6%.
Dude, when I was a financial advisor, such a scam. So every investment, they paid a 5.75% upfront sales commission. So if you put in $100, you only have like 93 or whatever. And then on top of that, we'll try to get people to go into our managed services. And when you add up all the expense ratios, it's like 2%. And it underperformed the S&P 500. So it's like, it was just outrageous how bad it was.
Yeah. I'll have a question about this later in your thoughts, because there's some I messaged you about the new let's call it transition of the industry to kind of pitch factor investing, and not everyone's going to do it the proper way, but that's like the new sales pitch for managers, is to tell their clients we're doing factor investing. But factor investing is such a broad name, and then so some managers are going to talk about it perhaps in a much better light, and their execution on it's not going to be very good. But that's like the new change.
It's a new grift.
Yeah, it's the new grift.
I'm a factor too, bro. Small cap value, bro. It's like everybody's talking about it. You think you really have an advantage at this point when everybody's talking about it? No, you probably don't.
But I want to charge you more money, strongman.
I got to find a way to, put you in index funds and match the market long term, but still charge you 1% per year. Factor that.
We were going over. I'll keep the person unnamed, but we were going over an individual's. Let's call it. Well, it's a they have an endowment fund, and they were showing us the back end of like what exactly they're investing in. So they don't have a choice; they have to use this provider, and there's like rules on how they have to diversify among fund managers, and there's so much overlap. So long story short, they get about 5% annualized returns going back 10 years, and they're paying a good amount or a good chunk in fees.
Such a scam.
Yeah, I know. And there's nothing they can really do about it. They have to go about it this way, because when you're dealing with like an endowment or a pension, you care more about volatility, and risk adjusted returns. Because you want to smooth out the returns, because if someone gives you a donation, volatility could properly cause some harm, let's call it that. But essentially, like they're using a lot of products that are just tapping on fees, and it's continuing to kind of draw on his thoughts. If they could do something better, but his hands are tied. So I just thought.
Well, short-term treasuries are like 5% right now or more, and because that basically matches the returns already. So they can put some money in a money market fund, and then they could buy, either a VTI or VT. That would be it. That's what I would do if I was a manager. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But even now, like long-term treasuries, like 30 years 5% now.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You can lock that in for 30 freaking years. Just buy it directly from the treasury. Like, it's not a bad deal.
Well, you're using money market funds. What's your money market fund yielding now?
It's like roughly 5.25%, something like that. I haven't checked recently. It's like 5 something.
Yeah, because I use a product by Merrill, and it's kind of like basically a money market fund. Except it's also insured. So just a little extra layer of protection. It's a savings account. It's a very high yield savings account from Bank of America.
Yeah, this one is it's a federal money market, so it's kind of like, well, if the federal government defaults, I guess I would lose my money. But
if the federal government defaults, I'm losing my money too. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's going to be no insurance.
There's no way.
It's the Vanguard Cash Reserves Federal Money Market Admiral Fund. VMRXX.
What's the current yield on it?
I'm looking right now. 7-day SEC yield is 5.29%.
Okay,
with
so yeah, it is
1% expense ratio.
Oh, that brings it down to like 5.1.
5.19, 5.2. It's. I mean, I'll pay the expense ratio if I'm getting that kind of yield. But back in the day, this thing was yielding like 0, and it had a 0.1% expense ratio. So it made no sense.
Yeah. I think like there's a lot of talking about like banks right now, there's a lot of bullish pundits, let's call it, on some of these like small banks, saying that you get all this high yield, and that's like a bullish take on these banks. Like you get 4.5%. I'm like, money markets, what? Yeah, they yield 5%, and it takes almost no effort to put your money in them. And then you have big banks that are still giving you good yield if you know where to look. Granted, you need good capital, but they'll give you really good yield. It's not like they can't give you yield. So like just to name some names, like SoFi, they'll say like SoFi is a great bank, offers you 4.5% or whatever they offer now, and that's really good for the bank. Like that's a sign that it's a good bank.
That's the bank expense.
I know.
The real bank, the smart ones, are the ones that are still not paying anything, and people still use them.
Oh yeah. I mean, because they don't really even need any further deposits.
Like USAA, they don't pay me jack all. That's why I moved the vast majority of my savings into Vanguard.
Yeah, USAA, but they're a credit union, right?
Are they? I don't know. To be honest, I don't think so.
Because if they are a credit union, then that's interesting. They probably have a high interest product, but
Yeah, I don't think it's a credit union.
Antonio,
I've never seen a credit union. Maybe I'm crazy.
what do you think about CDs? Because you see, you get I still would prefer a money market product because they're much more liquid. But because Antonio's comment here is like CDs are doing 5.5% for 6-month CDs. You can do brokered CDs. So just like buy them on your broker, and they're going to be much more liquid. That's what I would do if I really wanted to go into the CD route. But no, I prefer the money market route.
Yeah, they come with stipulations. I mean, like what? I get maybe a slightly lower yield in Vanguard, but I don't have to like lock up the money and we'll take the last 3 months of interest if you cash it out or something like that. I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much cash when you have it in a money market or adjacent product, high yield savings account, whatever you want to call it. But okay, so I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the because you're the Israel-Hamas expert.
I am.
I want you to sum up the entire conflict.
Well, back in the day, there were the Jews and Mike, you know who tried to exterminate. I'm just kidding. Somebody tried to exterminate them. And we said, you know, we're going to give the Jews a homeland. We're going to put them back in their ancestral homeland. So they moved in and formed a state called Israel. And the Arabs didn't like that because they think that's their holy land. So now the Arabs and the Israeli Jews are fighting over who dominates the Holy Land. And it's just been a war ever since the 1940s, Fabio. That's it.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, that's the history of the Hamas-Israeli conflict right there.
All right, now for the spicy question. Whose side are you on?
I'm on Team Jew, man, all the way.
I'm on Team. Okay.
Team Jew. That's what I call it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like my personal opinion is, I mean, there's obviously terrible stuff happening to both sides, but I'm an American, you know, I'm a Christian. Jesus was a Jew. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be on the Israeli side. Come on.
Putting it together, piecing it together. Yeah. I typically refrain from commenting on these things, but in this instance, I'll throw my lot in with Team Israel.
Team Jew.
Yeah, Team Jew. Okay, fine.
I mean, yeah, the attacks were pretty nasty. Like, you know, doing that to children and, you know, innocent people. It's pretty gross. I mean, that happens on both sides, but I don't think the Israelis are, oh, we're going to go and, you know, do this to a bunch of children because or, you know, execute people because we feel like it. I don't think they're doing that.
Oh, I also found this argument I feel like was laid out interestingly. So like the intent can also be viewed on as the way you portray it. So like, let's say that there's a difference between a strike where there's collateral damage and then a targeted strike where then you record it and then you post it. For example, I heard that this was what occurred. They posted the videos of the executions of the individuals on the individual's Facebook page so that the family members could see it. And
yeah,
so like,
there's a huge difference between that and, you know, accidentally hurting a civilian. It's obviously because it's not an intentional act.
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know. It was just, it's very bad press, but some people don't care. You know, they say, oh, well, the Palestinians, you know, they've been oppressed, so they can do whatever they want. It's like, okay.
I've noticed on my social media that it's been pretty polarizing. It's been drawn on the lines that are more obvious. I would say all of the older generation or Americans are posting very pro-Israeli stuff. And then very similarly, well, actually more fervently, the Muslims in my social media, they're posting all pro-Palestine stuff and just saying everything was fake. They didn't kill children. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. It's all fake news. And so it's kind of like, obviously I'm not engaging. I don't plan to engage, but I'm watching.
It's not the center of, like, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, I got other things to do besides going on Twitter and debating Israel and Palestine. That's not a central part of my life. So I'm not going to worry about it that much.
Yeah. What I'm looking at it from the perspective of like how the conflict is going to affect certain stocks in Israel, actually.
Israeli stocks, bro.
Israeli stocks, bro. No, generally speaking, I don't tend to. There was an investment that we made. It wasn't my idea in the beginning. I did end up investing it, but it's a company that potentially has some questionable financials. Let me just tell you that right now. But it was a good trade. It's Perry. So
Perry.
yeah, that's the ticker, PERI.
Let's investigate.
Some of the you see Julius Caesar knows because so a lot of the club members they know the stock. Well.
Perry on Network Limited.
Yeah. I think actually it might have just crashed now since the invasion, but we got out close to like the high 30s, mid 30s. I believe it got up to like 40.
Yeah, it's down 16% in the last month.
Yeah, it got up above 40. We did not hold it to the top, but so there's even like questionable shenanigans potentially going on with the financials, which is funny to think about. And because
look bad. I mean, they got growing revenue, their profits are expanding.
That's what doesn't make too much sense.
That's right. I'm just looking at the surface level.
So we have some people that are let's call them like experts in ad tech, and so their commentary is much more valuable than mine. But generally speaking, or just long story short, something doesn't add up here. Potentially. Okay. The CEO actually stepped down not too long ago.
Are you an anti-Semite?
No, not at all. Not at all. But doesn't stop me from pointing out that this company just so happens to be in Israel. That I also, we did basically trade it on the sentiment from various factors, like including the Microsoft deal. But anyways,
never heard of this company.
No, there's a lot of companies in Israel that people have never heard of.
There was what is that medical device?
InMode.
InMode. That was one I like. I looked at the numbers and I was like, this thing is like the perfect stock. I'm like, what's wrong with this? Why is this? I remember it had like perfect financials, but it was super cheap. And I'm like, why? So it kind of scared me away from it. And it's actually imploded recently.
I think we actually triggered one person with the commentary on Israel Hamas. I'm seeing the comment.
Who's mad?
I think it's Drac. Yeah.
Draco. Why are you commenting on things informing? Because I can do whatever I want, boy. This is my live stream. Yeah. You mad I'm on Team Jew, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
It is incredibly polarizing. There's even like, I would almost say my main commentary is like there's almost some unhinged defenses going on. Like for example, there was one where it was like they didn't behead the babies, they just killed them. And I was like, what? wait, let's pause right there.
I get it. If you're Jewish, you probably care. If you're Muslim and you got family in Palestine, okay, I could see it. But some people, like, they have no connection to Israel or Palestine, and they still are hugely involved. It's like, why? Why are you wasting your time? You're not going to convince anybody by arguing on Twitter, unless you're just on there to get the ad revenue and capitalize on the recent news cycle.
Oh, that's right. You get ad revenue on Twitter now.
Yeah. But it's actually garbage. I looked it up. There were some Twitter accounts that had tens of thousands of subscribers, and they were posting their ad deposits. It's less than YouTube.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like nothing. I mean, YouTube, it's full disclosure. Like, I don't know how much money you make now on YouTube, but like I make nothing on YouTube. I think I make 50 bucks a month.
Yeah, when I was posting more, I was making 500 or 600 a month. Now I'm like 300, 350.
No, I'm with my 50 a month, and that's all I need.
I mean, YouTube, it's more for marketing than ad revenue. I mean, you want to get big, you can get sponsors, you can direct people to your products or services. The ad revenue is just like a nice bonus, but it's very hard to live off of it.
I'd say if you get to a certain size, it could be. But yeah, generally speaking, yeah, you could. it's more so a marketing thing than anything else. Getting yourself out there.
I mean, like one day I'm sure in like 2050 I'll have 100,000 subs, and then I'll probably be making pretty good side money off of ad revenue. But right now it's not a lot.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, this is all fun, all fun and games, pretty much.
You get some money. I mean,
yeah,
it's not the worst deal in the world. I mean, I could make YouTube videos and not get anything.
Yeah, money is money, and it adds up. It's a Chipotle bowl here and well, actually, in your case, mine is like 5 Chipotle bowls a month. You know, that's how you measure value in terms of Chipotle bowls. I don't know if you knew this,
dude. I eat a lot of Chipotle. I probably need to ratchet back because I go there all the time. I always go there and get a steak burrito, and it's $11.63.
There you go. Okay, start measuring everything as a steak burrito.
Yeah,
it'll change your life forever. You'll be like, how many burritos is this car?
I'm paying like I'm buying my kids diapers. I'm like, how many burritos does this cost?
Exactly. That's how you have to value it.
Dude, my YouTube pays for 43. I could eat a burrito every day and my YouTube would cover it.
There you go. You've already surpassed the hunger threshold. You will never go hungry.
Dude, those things, like I'll say one thing about Chipotle. Their food is the only fast food that fills me up.
Oh yeah, it's
the only one. Like I go to McDonald's and I'm like, I'm still freaking hungry.
I'm surprised you don't do the burrito bowl, because then you can get tortillas and then you have multiple burritos with the burrito bowl.
I don't want to wrap. I don't want to wrap multiple. I want somebody to wrap my burrito for me and I can just hold it in my hand and just chomp on it. That's all I want. I'm lazy, dude. Come on.
You're paying for that.
It's Martha Stewart. Oh my god!
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that Martha Stewart?
It's the real Martha Stewart. Martha, come on, you got more money than that. Hand it over. Jailbait. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for your kind donation, Martha Stewart. You are a very beautiful goddess.
Get some Tyson chicken. Just eat my company's food. Yeah, no, honestly, Tyson Industries, brother. I remember Tyson Industries.
Capital Money. Chipotle is an AI company.
What?
Do you think Chipotle is an AI company?
Oh, I know where you. Okay, can we talk about that guy?
Of course we can. We're on a live stream. We can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah. So I saw that. I saw that video because I don't watch YouTube finance really ever, but people will send and share the videos. And so I'll watch the ones that people share, and they'll even be nice enough to like link to the exact timestamp when I'm supposed to watch. But I remember when that guy said it, and he said that Chipotle was an AI company, or Chipotle would. I understand his argument. He's saying like Chipotle will benefit from AI, but like he's pushing it a little bit to its limits, I guess. Yeah, like they
have a George Foreman, bro. It's AI, and they have an assembly. They have a giant George Foreman, and they have an assembly line.
It's AI, bro.
It's like, oh, well, they have an avocado cutting machine. Like, oh wow, this is basically Microsoft. It's so stupid. Oh, by the way, so Microsoft is doing some cool stuff with AI. So they just updated their I haven't tested it yet, but they updated the video editing software just randomly without telling anybody. But now you can use like AI to just generate a video for you. Like, it's weird. It's called
what product? Oh, Clipchamp.
Yeah, it's free. I mean, because I was using the free product before, and they changed it. And now they have this thing where it's like this AI thing helps you do it. You can like upload it directly to YouTube. It's pretty cool.
So wait, so you just put your video into their software, it edits it, it cuts out like the empty space?
That's what I think. I'm gonna test it later today, but it says like basically you have the option to edit yourself, which I've been doing, and then you have the option to do AI editing. And I guess if you do the AI, it does everything for you, which might be helpful because I have, when I film a video, I start off and I'm like, oh, test. And I'm like testing my stuff. And if it could just cut that out for me and save me time, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting Palestine comments. We hit the hornet's nest. We'll get to that in a second, but yeah.
Chris, I love his name, Christopher B. Palestine allowed mass immigration in the 50s. Bad idea.
Oh,
what do you think about it? I mean, I'm the expert. I want your opinion first.
Well, okay. So my understanding is that They weren't an actual state. They were still controlled by the British, and it was the Brits who gave that region to what is now Israel and formed the country of Israel. So it's like they weren't an actual state. They were they might have been like, I don't know exactly what the legal structure was, but my understanding is that they were controlled by the British.
Levant British territories. I'm gonna solve this mystery right now.
Yeah,
and so I'm gonna use Google AI to do it.
Not like the Palestinian government, said, "Hey, everyone, come here." It was just, okay, well, it's another country's control, and the country said, "Okay, we just fought this war. As a remedy, we'll do this." We need Jay Nagy for this topic. Yeah.
Jay Nagy's a little bit more informed on this kind of stuff.
No, I'm too diplomatic. I will hold off. I'm just gonna be like,
well, Echo says you're correct, so
that's all I need to know.
Now, I need to address this controversial issue. So apparently, if you have $600 of transactions on like PayPal or Venmo,
good thing I don't use it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. I still use PayPal because I'm a dumbass. But you're gonna get a form called a 1099-K, which you have to report on your taxes. And I actually think this is a good thing, right? Because a lot of these clowns, they run businesses and they don't report their income. And it pisses me off because the threshold used to be a lot higher to get a 1099-K. But a lot of people aren't reporting their income. And they're like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay taxes because I'm not a billionaire. It's bullshit. So I'm happy about this, number one. Number two, even if you don't hit the threshold, you still have to report your income. If somebody pays you $500 for services, you have to report that, even if it was cash. It's all taxable, okay? Don't be a scam artist. That was just my rant.
The solution is simple. Move to Puerto Rico.
Move to Puerto Rico. See, I'm such a good guy. Like, I was under the threshold for, I got a 1099-K from PayPal last year, and I got like $4,000 of transactions, but I actually had gotten $5,000, and I actually reported the extra 1,000 too on my tax return, even though I probably didn't have to, because I'm a goody two shoes, but I'm like, it's all taxable. I mean, you gotta report it, and plus, I don't want to risk my license. Like if I get audited, and they're like, "What about these?" And they'd be like, "We know you knew what you were doing, Christopher."
Oh yeah. On top of that, you'd have no. Yeah,
Like, I didn't know. Yeah.
Don't you do taxes for a living?
I used to. I forgot, bro.
I think isn't that the myth? The IRS, they say, there's like a myth from the middle class saying that the IRS won't go after you if you're not making a certain amount. They go after the big fish, and I think that's actually a myth. It's the other way. They'll actually go after those smaller guys first, because the bigger guy probably has the professionals doing their tax, so they're probably good. And the guy making whatever amount of money on Uber, they'll go after that Uber driver all the time,
because they're not. I guarantee you, they're not reporting properly. Number one, or they're not reporting income at all. Mostly, the smaller people are the scammers. It's not the big dogs.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll hear about the big dogs sometimes, but it's usually, I'm a small business. Oh, my credit card machine doesn't work. I can only take cash. Whenever you see a cash only business, they're probably scamming. They're probably not reporting on income.
Yeah. Because when you have the resources to pay for someone else to do your taxes for you, then you're probably not going to have anything wrong going on in your taxes. You're probably taken care of.
No, I mean, the firms I've worked at, we definitely went through all their crap and asked questions if needed and got it as accurate as possible.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you should be good as long as also you do all that, and then you keep, what's the threshold you have to keep for documents as a business for the IRS? Isn't it like 7 years? You need 7 years?
I think it's, I keep them forever. I mean, I've got,
why not? It's a digital age. Yeah.
You do your tax return, you save it to Dropbox, and you just keep it there. I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah. Or there's so many reasons. Google Drive, it's free, by the way.
Oh, dude, I hate the interface for Google Drive. I cannot figure it out.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
It's awful.
That's the advantage, like Dropbox being a paid service and them because Google doesn't care about Google Drive. It's like,
yeah, I can tell.
thing on the side.
Dropbox is nice. You can even download you can download the app onto your computer, so it's almost like a file on your computer that's connected to the cloud. So you don't have to actually log into Dropbox.com. And then they're adding features where you can send a document for e-signing, which is really convenient if you're doing taxes, because you can send somebody like an authorization and they can digitally sign it. They can sign all your engagement letters all digitally. So it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah,
I like Dropbox. It's just I don't know about the stock.
we're getting a lot of people in here who are telling us to commit tax fraud.
Dude, like, bro, who wants to pay tax? I mean, I don't like paying taxes, but I'm not risking my license if I get audited.
That's yeah, that is the other thing. Because you don't only stand to lose but monetarily with fees or and fines, sorry. You also can lose your license.
Yep. I don't play around with that. Just pay your taxes with a credit card. It's easy, bro.
Hey, no. I forget what credit card does it, but they do actually have a no fee to the card. So you can put it on your credit card, and there's no fee. I think it's Chase cards. I believe Chase is the bank that has that arrangement with the IRS. So you can pay, yeah, and you don't pay a fee. And I don't remember if you get points. You may or may not get points, but if you do get points, then that's pretty good, because depending on your tax bill, let's say it's like tens of thousands of dollars, right, a year. Think about all the points, and then that can go towards travel. So find out if it does give you points. But I know, and I don't remember if it's Chase or another bank's cards, or it could be multiple. But that would be very interesting. If you're W-2'd and they're taking it out of your paycheck at the end of the day, doesn't matter to you. But I'm saying for anyone who's like self-employed and files their taxes and pays one massive bill, it's good to look into.
Yep, I pay every quarter. Every quarter.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Every quarter has to be paid out.
But it's good to keep up with it, because you can figure out at the end of the year if you've been over, because you kind of have to guess a little bit.
Well, there's two options. I remember from the reg exam, there's two options we can take. You can do the quarterly payout, or you can do the lump sum estimated payout, right? But it has to be within a certain threshold of accuracy.
If you pay, well, you have to look at your last year's tax and your total tax, and then if you pay 90% of the current liability or 100% of last year's, then you don't owe any like underpayment penalties.
Yeah,
that's something you can do to keep it easy. I don't really care about that, because I rather just like keep up with my books, which I have in Excel, and just I can only have to pay this now, and like I actually did the math, and I was overpaying a little bit, so I cut my tax payments like in half for the rest of the year, and I bought VT with the rest.
It's almost like you're an accountant or something.
I am, yeah.
Bain Villa, look up how much. Yeah, I know. I know it's like in terms of nominal amounts, the corporations don't pay as much as individuals, but you got to think about where the tax comes from at the end of the day. So it's like payroll tax is a huge portion. And then income tax is another huge portion. Corporations are not, a lot of them are pass-through entities. A lot of them are pass-through entities here in the United States. And then C Corps are the ones paying on the federal level. So like REITs don't pay taxes. Partnerships don't pay taxes. S Corps don't pay taxes. It's just C Corps. And not even, no, technically an LLC, that'd still be just like.
You could be an LLC taxed as a C Corp, but
yeah,
generally I'd probably not.
For like what percentage of businesses out there are taxed as C Corps? What am I getting at?
Dude, at least from what I've done, there's not that many C Corps out there. At least the lower level. It's mostly like S. I would say most small businesses probably are S corporations.
And small business is still the majority of economic movement in the United States.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get at, Balin Villa. So a lot of times when you look at numbers, you have to look deeper in the number and not just only at the surface. So you think about, I know that some of this information is not readily talked about because you read stuff and it's sensationalized to get a certain reaction out of you. But things aren't as bad as you might think. And I know it's easy to point out and say, oh, they don't pay that much taxes, therefore lobbyists and all that, blah, 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 blah. And then without going any further, that narrative can make sense. But if you kind of just look a little bit deeper, well, you realize most corporations don't even pay taxes because of the way they're structured is that the owners pay tax on the individual basis. So it's just passing through. Like a REIT will not pay a dime in tax, but all those dividends that come to me, that's where the government gets its tax. So then in the statistics, well, my corporation's not paying any taxes. So it's lowering the corporate tax receipts and increasing the individual tax receipts. And then same with all S corps. All S corps aren't paying tax, but the individuals are. So it's, it's skewing the statistic. So it's technically, not true. Right? Not it's not true. It's true, but like there's more to it.
And honestly, most people in the US don't pay high taxes. Like I'm in the 12% tax bracket, number one. And number two, I get a $4,000 a year in child tax credit. Like I really don't pay that much in taxes. And especially if you have your own business, you have the QBI deduction, you've got the standard deduction, everybody's got that. Like you really don't pay that much. You have to make a ton of money. Most of the taxes come from rich people. It's not from middle class. And if you talk about payroll taxes, which is the socialist program that I don't like, Social Security, yeah, you pay that, but that's you getting screwed and giving your money to old people you'll probably never see.
Yeah, that's the one that you can't. It's how do we get around it?
We don't. You know, you get around it. You make so much money that you go over the threshold, and then you don't have to pay anymore.
Oh, and we have another comment from Balin Villa. So corporations hold the economy hostage. In my opinion, they say we don't have to pay taxes because we create jobs. No, that's not. No, you didn't understand it whatsoever. You didn't understand whatsoever. So C corps pay taxes. They pay taxes. Most corporations on the smaller level, they're pass-through entities. They pay tax in a different way. They pay tax on the individual basis. And Strongman can speak to this a lot more. So, right, you're a self-employed person. You have a small business. Let's go with the standardized S corp. So you can have distributions, qualified distributions, but you have to pay yourself a reasonable wage, right? They can still come after you. Like, for example, I can't say all of my money that I make is a distribution. I have no wage. They'll go after you for that, right?
Yeah, they'll clap your cheeks.
Yeah,
you have to pay yourself a salary, which you have to pay payroll taxes on. So, but whatever's left over, as long as you had reasonable comp, that profit is not subject to payroll taxes. That's where you get the benefit of the S corporation. But that profit still shows up on your individual tax return,
and it's still taxed.
So the corporation is not taxed, but you as the owner are still taxed.
It's tomato at the end of the day, Brown Villa. Like it's not actually like a free lunch. It sounds nice if you don't look any deeper than saying an S corp doesn't pay tax, and it's like, oh, I'll just open an S corp and I won't pay any taxes.
I love the advice, like, oh, bro, just open an LLC, bro, and then put all your expenses in it, bro. You don't have to pay any taxes, bro. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's.
And people don't understand. You don't have to have an LLC to take deductions for a business.
Yeah, you can be a sole proprietorship.
Yeah, that's what I was until earlier this year. And I was still taking deductions on my tax return.
Yeah. It's so QBI.
QBI is lame, but it's a good deduction.
You failed reg from it? Oh no, reg was my favorite exam. Reg, I don't know. I have a tax brain. I actually find it fun, and so reg was so far my best score. So
it's challenging, but
I don't think it was challenging.
To do it.
Oh, tax in general, no. I don't know if I'd be able to do it for living, to be honest. But my opinion, Dollar General so I heavily reduced Dollar General when Paul Gabriel became really positive on it. The thing is, like, so there's a disconnect between my updates on YouTube and the updates within the club. And if you notice, I don't post much on YouTube, but it's because a lot of my time is consumed by making private content and private analysis. And so I see some of the club members are in the chat, and so they can kind of speak to this more. But he doesn't miss. And so once he gets positive on a stock, and I'm also, if I was already positive on it, I will question everything. I'll look at everything. And it saved me a good amount of money because I think Dollar General's now, it's up a lot when the CEO came back, but it's still down quite a bit. And so but okay, to answer your question though, but right now I don't have nearly as much skin in the game. Like it's fractions of a percent in terms of size. And even before then, it was a 2% position in the personal holdings and 5-ish% in the holding co. So that was actually where it was quite big. The holding co, for context, is the brokerage account that I update at part of the club.
The club. You sound like you're like Richie Rich, like you have a yacht club.
The club.
Going to the clubhouse today.
I'm going to the clubhouse today.
Play some golf.
Yeah, well, we probably will do like a golf meetup or something, because there's some golf players in there.
Well, if I show up, I'm just drinking. I'm not even playing.
That's really what the point is. It's not really to.
I mean, I can hit the ball, but it's not going where it should be going.
Even better. But to answer the guy's question, I think it's good. They have a wartime management team forming instead of a peacetime management team. That's what we referred to it inside the club. But yeah, overall good.
Wartime. It's serious business. I got to take a piss. I'll let you talk to the.
All right. Federal plus Cali state bracket 50%. Yeah, well, that's why you living in Cali. So if you're doing the math and your income that you get for being in that state is not necessarily worth it, then move out. That's simple. So I would, it's a really big world out there, honestly. And I think about it sometimes about, where can I locate to most effectively for both my tax bill and quality of life and cost of living. I'm going actually on a bit of a trip here soon. And when I go to some of these countries, I say, well, okay, the cost of living is pretty affordable. Still my income mostly is in USD. And with that being said, though, I do value a lot of things about the United States. And so some states I'd say, hey, it's a cost of living there. If I looked at California from the weather perspective, and if I had more, well, I do have family, but if I had, let's say, more reasons to be there, I would look at it as just like a cost of living in a state with great weather. If you live in the right area, it could be very nice, very beautiful, very safe. If you live in the wrong area, but that goes with, pretty much every part of the world. Boys. Oh yeah, Fuhat. I love Fuhat. He's so funny. The boys are back, Dan. How you doing, Dan? Should I invest in TTCF? Well, Strongman said so. So that's actually financial advice from Strongman. So TTCFQ is probably going to 10x from here. He told me to tell you that. And if it goes wrong, blame him. But yeah, he did tell me to say that before he left. He texted me that. Hey, dude, let's talk stocks. Yeah, let's talk stocks. What stocks do you want to talk about? We'll when he's back, we'll talk about some of these fintechs. I'll press him on it. It's common for states to have annual property tax on cars. I thought every state did this up until last year. I thought every state did this up until last year. Wait, I don't know what the first part of the question. Is it common or is it uncommon? No, I don't think every state does it. Definitely not every state does it. Definitely. O stock, we can talk about O stock too. The people are demanding us to talk about stocks, but I have one that I'll ask you. You already mentioned their name.
Sure.
PayPal.
PayPal, what's this now? I mean, if you put it into Everything Money's calculator, it looks good, but
doesn't Paul like it?
I think he does.
So the moment he liked it, 50%.
It's not the worst company in the world. Like, if you want to speculate on it, I get it. It's still profitable, and I don't think it's going out of business anytime soon. But if you just look at the whole industry, there's so many ways to send money. Like, to me, it's just common sense. It's like there's a reason the stock is selling off. It's because there's a lot of competitors in the mix. And with Zelle, you can send it for free. Like I pay freaking fees every time.
I was going to ask you. I need $500, strongman. Where are you sending it from?
Well, I'm not sending you shit.
No. Hypothetically,
I would Zelle it to you.
You would Zelle it to me, right? Okay. You wouldn't use Venmo. Why?
I'm just kind of a
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. And by the way, I think Zelle is so much easier.
I set up my parents with Zelle, and they because they help, like they put in a little bit of money for my kids' college fund, and they transferred it, just shows up in my bank in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, no. I agree with you, because it's just like it's connected to your phone or your email, and it's like, all right, well, who do you want to send it to? Type in phone number, boom, done. Or the Zelle app, because I do it through my bank. I'm a boomer like that. I don't use the Zelle app. I should use the Zelle app. But it's 5,000 limit, by the way, for businesses, and I think it's 2,500 for an individual a month, which hopefully they increase it. But it's instantaneous, it's free. And then if I want to use the one thing that Venmo is better at is the option for some people, but I don't understand why people want to do it, to use a credit card. There's more flexibility, but they'll charge you for it. So
yeah, there's 100,000 options out there, and PayPal, like if I wanted to send some money to somebody, the last option would be PayPal. The only good thing about PayPal is like the security features. You know, you have some protections if you're buying something with PayPal. Like I bought my father-in-law like this British magazine subscription for his birthday, and I paid through PayPal, and it was like, yeah, I'm confident I'm not getting scammed.
Oh yeah,
or have some protections.
So you think it's not the worst, that because that's my opinion. It's like it's not the worst stock in the world you could be buying. I have some issues with it, which is they're running you know about Braintree? It's a new sexy name they have inside of the company.
No, what is that all about?
So do you know Stripe?
Yes.
It competes with Stripe. It's a Stripe made by PayPal. And then there's three big players. There's Adyen, Stripe, and PayPal. Adyen is the one that's considered to be, Adyen and Stripe considered to be like have the best tech, and whatchamacallit, Braintree is coming in and really lowering their fees. They're like discounting themselves to try to gain market share, and then that's hurting PayPal's overall take rate, the average take rate. So you're seeing that in the margins come down. But a lot of investors, the retail investors, they don't know that. Some do, some don't. And there's give and take there. But realistically, you have legacy PayPal, which if that ever starts to show weakness, the whole thesis is dead, because Braintree alone is not currently at a size where it can support the
I mean, isn't it already showing weakness with like no user growth? I mean, they had revenue growth and cash flow growth and all that, but their user growth is flat, at least the last time I looked.
If they can maintain it flat, it's okay. And if they can increase volumes but maintain it flat, that's fine, because that still probably would imply a good valuation here. And then they get growth in Braintree with flat user growth, but volume growth. Volume growth still needs to continue to some capacity, in line with inflation at the very least.
And it's actually, it's at $55 now.
It keeps going down. Yeah, it keeps going down.
Lord.
Yeah. This is one that I bought and then sold. Again, I'm not a trader. I don't consider myself a trader, but just kind of happenstance. I'm not a fan of the company in all things. Like there are other opportunities I think are much better and easier. And this is supposedly an easy money stock.
Don't even get me started. It's easy money, bro. It's like $200. Easy money. $100. Easy money. Eventually, it will be easy money, and then magically his cost basis will be $40 or whatever it bottoms out at. It's true.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it be. That is how it be. But yeah, because you only buy individual stocks for fun here and there, right? But you cut that out mostly, for the most part?
Yeah, because like now my expenses are tighter, so I don't have enough money to put money in my 401k, max my IRA, and then buy individual stocks. It was only during that period during the pandemic when I didn't have kids and I had stimmy checks that I could afford to buy individual stocks.
Oh, but silly you probably have an emergency fund, you moron. Use a credit card.
I know, man. I'm so stupid.
You probably have a good
My
amount.
emergency fund's actually in a watch because they only appreciate in value.
Smart man. You're a smart man.
Like the stuff he says, it's like, okay, like maybe there is an argument against emergency fund. Okay, maybe I disagree, but and then he's like, just buy a watch, bro. It's like, what? It makes no sense. God, he's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would argue like something that I was always told was when you're building and I still even today contribute to my emergency fund. I never stop. So I actually keep a rule, like there's a percentage. It's all about percentages. It's a percent game. That's all it is. Everything is a percent game. So certain percentage goes towards investment contributions. Certain percentage goes towards savings. And irrespective of my situation, that has to happen. So like the percentage contribution to savings, right? Doesn't matter if it's like, oh, I'm covered for 6 months. No. And to give everyone the number, it's like roughly it fluctuates between 5% and under that goes towards the emergency fund savings. So my emergency fund is growing, and then I have it also in high yield instrument. And as my life becomes more complicated, what I mean by that is kids, because kids are strongmen can tell you they starts to add
they're pain in the ass
layers of complexity.
Yeah. I don't fund mine anymore. Like I have in it what I want, and it's like if I have to deplete it, okay, then I would focus on rebuilding it. But I don't have like a set amount that goes in. It's literally just once my emergency fund is good, it's all investments.
That'd probably be better.
What we talking about?
That was a funny intro. Just the hand, just like
oh, you put me in there. What's up, man? What's up?
Wow.
I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
Yeah, it's been not a year, but a long time.
Ever since we all decided to quit YouTube,
I haven't quit YouTube. Hey, I post once a month.
Right.
I've been taking it real easy. Like I still post, obviously, but it's not the two videos a day that I was doing.
Same here.
I'm just tired. I mean, I've been doing so much shit for like 3 years. I need a freaking break.
It's been 3 years.
I'm in the same boat. I kind of just got burnt out.
Has it been 3 years?
I mean, I started.
It's been 2 for me, but yeah, 2. He started in 2020, so yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, it's
he was
been
on
2
YouTube
years.
Before me.
I was like 3 years. Wow.
Right. Yeah, I think for us, Fabio, it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
That's still crazy though.
There's so much lore built out already.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that it's been 2 years is pretty crazy. And it keeps going. Like it's not over. That's the sad part.
All right. This is a good question. What's better, an emergency fund in a watch or in silver? Oh, I get.
And what do you mean by silver? Do you mean the ETF?
Historically, I would say the watch would have done better depending on the watch. Like we're just looking at the price. Like if you had bought a Rolex Submariner, like arguably one of the most liquid watches in the world, it would have done more. It would have had more stability than silver. That's how I'll phrase it.
What if it's a silver watch?
Actually, those don't hold as much value. Yeah. So like you can buy the silver Tudor. But it also could be argued because it's a Tudor. If Rolex had because even the gold Rolexes, they sell for under retail, just a little bit. But after the initial drop after retail, they tend to be stable in line with inflation, slightly above inflation. I think a Rolex Submariner has actually appreciated in line with inflation, and then I think it was like a couple percentage points above inflation on top of that. So because you could have bought a sub early 2000s or early 2000s 1990s for like a couple grand. Now a new one is I think it's like 10 grand. So that's definitely appreciated plus inflation.
So you're saying
Yeah,
Paul's
I
actually
I would do
genius.
neither. I would do neither.
No, because it still would have been better. It still would have been better to do the investments approach. But
Why did I think that was really her?
I was like, oh my gosh, she's in the chat.
I thought that was really her. I was like, wow.
Diamond toes investing. So, do we ever figure out what happened to her, Echoes?
I had people telling me that she got sued. Somebody else told me that some other company bought her out or something. I don't know. This is what I think. This is what I think happened. We are now in the era where people are quitting. That's just straight up what's happening. I think she just quit. She got married. She probably got a kid or something on the way. Who knows? Because she did recently get married. But yeah, I think she just quit. That's really what I think. But I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, a lot of them did join just for the money.
Because deleting all your videos is weird.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying a lot of people join just for the money, and now the money's gone and are not as good anymore. They're definitely quitting.
It's bad. And I was talking to Spencer Cornelia about this. It's so hard if you're like a smaller creator or a newer creator. The small people and the new people are going to have it very hard because YouTube is just so drastically different, and the ad rates are down and all that crap.
Yeah, I have no illusions I'm going to be a millionaire on YouTube.
Quit. Like there's a bunch of crypto YouTubers I used to watch. They all quit because they get like 200 views a video now. Who else quit? I was just thinking about this the other day. There's so many people that quit.
I've been fairly consistent in my viewership. Doesn't really.
No, you have been.
Change. But
you're gonna get views because you're one of the only people who can actually like talk about finance and know what they're talking about. Like you got like that kind of like that Patrick Boyle thing going on. Like no, you can post and still get views, but everybody else, it's gonna be rough.
Fabio, your videos do pretty well. Like when you do streams,
they do.
Yeah,
like I said,
I always say, man, you should make more just so you market yourself.
So
it's not well, I arguably right now I do have time, but I'm also like enjoying this over a month-long vacation I'm essentially going to have because I haven't had time off like this in a very, very, very long time. So, but this is probably the time that I do have to even post like, during working hours. Like that's wild. Just like like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock market close streams. Now is probably the time I have the ability to do that.
Don't be lazy, Fabio. You don't deserve a break.
Yeah. Life is work. Life is work. But well, I don't know. Because I don't even know if I'd ever necessarily retire. But I'm curious, Echoes, what are your opinions on PayPal stock?
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. All these clown YouTubers like it. So it just kind of makes me, what's funny? I haven't looked at the stock market in like a month, maybe longer. Like I've completely just like turned off from that because it's just, I don't know, but I didn't even know PayPal was at $50. Last time I saw PayPal was at like $80. Now you guys are saying it's at like 50. So
it keeps dropping. There's no bottom.
That's hilarious. You did mention Braintree too, which is funny because I thought of that crazy guy. Isn't there a CEO like trying to become like a vampire or something crazy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Did you see
that? Oh, isn't he the guy that's trying to reverse aging or something?
Him. Thank you. I knew you knew what I was talking about. His son, like, doesn't he like take cells from his son or blood or some shit?
Blood. He takes blood.
I think he takes like blood or something, and he's using that to get younger. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Because when you said Braintree, it made me think of that guy. I'm like, that guy is nuts.
Hey, let me address this comment real quick. I am taking any and all clients. I am a fully digital tax firm. So if you want to contact me for tax preparation or bookkeeping, there's my email address. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, well, that's the crazy part. In terms of PayPal, I haven't even thought about stocks in a month, man. So I couldn't even tell you. I've like completely turned off.
Well, this is the perfect time to segue into the sell-off that's happening.
There's a sell-off happening. See, I didn't know
the stock market sell-off.
I posted a meme on my Twitter. It's Ozempic is causing the collapse of capitalism.
You think that's even legit? Like everybody's freaking out, like, oh, Walmart's sales are dipping and Pepsi's dipping because of Ozempic.
Like, no. And by the way, it's unknown how much that's actually having an effect. It's kind of we as market participants always have the I guess idea after the fact to kind of make assumptions as to what caused the market to go down. We don't know. It's like it could be, but there's a couple sectors right now, or factors, however you want to say, that are currently underperforming. And you have biotech or biomedical technology companies or medical device technologies that have been underperforming in excess of the broader market. Like my portfolio actually isn't down that much at all this month. In fact, I think because of one of the positions, basically because of my exposure to tech, large cap tech.
Large cap tech, bro.
Because okay, so like last year, 2022 was the year to accumulate large cap tech. So if you accumulate large cap tech, you've done really well this year.
No, you always buy it. It goes up 20% perpetually.
The Joseph Carlson.
Yes, it does, Fabio.
If you had large cap tech exposure, a lot of it at the end of 2021, you did really bad. 2022. 2022 is not your year. That was not a fun year for
that's
you.
A lie.
If you bought at the top, yeah, for sure.
Just buy QQQ. That's all that matters.
No. You know what? Buy TQQQ. Why are you settling for the under leveraged, lower performing ETF? By the way, oh my god, I shouldn't even said that. No, I shouldn't even said that because there are some people who listen to this and will legitimately like go put all their money. Pull up its. You know what? We're not half-assing this. We're gonna convince people to put their entire life savings into this.
Oh, hasn't it had like insane returns?
Yes. If you time the bottom, it was if you time the bottom and time the top, I think it was like 20,000%.
Yeah, let me share.
Get owned, VT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loser.
20,000%. So go pretend like you bought it at the very beginning. Pretend for a second, like
the max.
Yeah. Just go to the very beginning and drag it. But let's pretend you did that. To the top. No. You timed it. No, you timed the top. You sold it there. You made
20,000%.
There you go. And then you sold it there. You waited and you bought at the beginning of 2023. Go to January 1st, 2023. Or I think it's October is the bottom. So go to October 2022 because you're Chad. Oh, sorry, December, whatever. December. And then you made, just 150%, right?
It's
so
easy,
20,000%, then 150%. That's all you got to do and you'll retire, guys.
It's so easy, bro.
That's it.
That's all you had to do. I mean, I don't know why people make retiring so complicated.
Just buy the dip and it goes up. It's easy.
Buy the dip, go up, sell at the top.
How's Palantir doing?
Year to date, it's up 100.
Oh, it hasn't gone
no,
down
maybe up. I think it's up 100 something percent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's at $7. It's still at $17. So yeah, it's up pretty big. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should grift Palantir.
Oh, you want to talk about views? Woo! I got like 3x the views every time I made a Palantir video.
I know. There's like all these other channels that are making videos on it and getting views. I'm like, wow, that really is a cult stock. Like, holy cow. There's this one channel that got like no views, and then he pivoted to Palantir. Now he gets like 5,000 views a video. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Well, speaking of pivot, we got to talk about Tom Nash. This man pulled a Jake Bro. He pivoted to like war, and he's like blowing up on YouTube. Did you guys see
Tom
that?
Nash?
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. I mean, and we're pretty sure he lives in that area. So
right, that's why. Right, I'm not mad at him for talking about it because he lives there or he's from there, whatever. So like, I actually am not mad at him at all for talking about it. He's not one of those people who has nothing to do with it. Like one of us talking about it would be crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about it. I am an expert after all.
I'd actually prefer him talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
no, seriously.
Good for him if he switches over to that.
Oh, he has. No, he's completely turned into like a Israel-Palestine channel. Like look at it, like just like Stroy, pull up his channel, like if you can, like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and he's
good.
Getting a crap ton of views for it.
That's good for the space because I don't think he was
I agree with you. I think it's a win for everybody. It's a win for him because he gets the views. He lives in Israel, so it works for him. He definitely knows what he's talking about because he freaking lives there.
93K, 267K.
tell you, every day is just Israel war update number 2, Israel update number 3.
God bless him.
Yeah.
30x Tesla.
Fabio's like, yeah, instead of those videos, talk about Israel.
Tesla and Israel, that's the key to success.
30x current prices?
Yes.
What did that video say? Did that video say 30x Tesla?
Yeah, look at the thumbnail here. Hold on. Let me
go
share it
back.
again.
What market cap would that be?
30x. There's Elon Musk and there's a 30x on there.
Oh my God. He's talking about
How many,
Tesla.
Would that be tens of trillions of dollars?
Yes, Fabio. It's gonna happen.
No, wait.
Almost $30 trillion. Honestly, isn't it like roughly $1 trillion market cap right now? Something
Dear
like
God.
that.
Yeah. Palantir is like close. I mean, Tesla is close to like $1 trillion market cap. Yes, it's like somewhat close to there.
Oh, here it is. Palantir, $500.
Palantir, like Palantir. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one right there. Palantir to $500.
I love his thumbnails.
I didn't even see Staccato's comment right here. That's even funnier.
I'm expecting Palantir at $500 according to several estimates. Yeah, that's how a lot of these people come with price targets.
Just make outrageous price targets, and
that's exactly what they say.
Sometimes they don't even say where the estimates come from. Like according to several estimates,
analysts.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't. Maybe like one guy. It might be like some independent research firm.
That one crazy guy on Seeking Alpha.
Which guy? There's a couple. There's several crazy guys on Seeking Alpha.
No one in particular, just like in general, because I know people write on there.
That would be hilarious. People would get pissed at you, but that would be
they would get really mad. But
they would get mad at you.
Israel war update day 5, and I talk about like
just talk
like
about
Tattoo Chef or something.
I think this new genre is like the new thing. This war genre,
for sure.
They become so big, they start lobbying for countries to go to war with each other, like these YouTubers collectively together.
Oh, some YouTubers have exploded because of these wars. Like it's crazy.
I told you the first to do it was Jake Bro. Jake Bro was like Tom Nash. He had a finance channel. He literally got the same amount of views as we did, dang near. Like, and then he started talking about Ukraine, Russia, and every video gets like 500,000 views.
God.
And now Tom Nash is doing it. Me Kevin's trying to do it. Well,
of course, me Kevin's doing it. He's an expert in everything, man.
Again, this is how they make their money, so it's what they're gonna do. They're gonna pivot to whatever's hot because they got to keep growing their network, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's it. Why isn't this streaming on Twitch my itch? Yeah, why aren't you streaming on Twitch? You know you can stream to multiple platforms.
Really?
Yeah, you can stream on one provider to multiple platforms. Although StreamYard might mess with you, they might charge you for that. But
I have to pay for service.
Yeah, it's like $400 a year.
Yeah, I used to pay for StreamYard, but I was like, I don't stream that much where I need to pay for it, so I cut it out.
What? You stream the most?
Okay, that's true, but their like free requirements are pretty high. I think you can do like 20 hours of streaming.
Yeah, if you're listening, that's all you have to do to shaft everyone. Lower it. No, because they're better than the competition by far.
Oh, I mean, if they lowered it to like 1 hour, yeah, I'd pay for it. But
StreamYard, what are you doing? CEO.
Yeah, dude, they can make way more money. I don't know what they're doing.
That actually would be smart because they're pretty good.
Well, what they're doing is they're just acquiring market share. So like we're all using it. Every time you use it for free, it still advertises them. New creators come around, they're like, what do people use? Oh, StreamYard. All right, I'll use StreamYard. Still marketing.
Like how long do they have? They've been around. I've been using it forever. Like how long do they need to keep penetrating into the market?
It's a competitive market.
Yeah, they've been around.
What else is streaming besides StreamYard?
What?
I forgot the Streamlabs is another one. I'm forgetting the name. They're actually more expensive than StreamYard and they're worse. Trying to remember them. I use them as part of the other club.
Is OBS and Streamlabs the same thing?
No. OBS is open source, free
so OBS
software.
is one. You can use OBS too.
OBS is just good if you know how to use it, but it's terrible for what we're doing right now. 3 people? No.
Yeah,
one person?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. One person, it's better. Yeah, I didn't like OBS.
I mean, I use OBS for my videos, not for streams, but for videos.
I mean, it's good. It's very good for what you need it to do on videos. There's widgets. You have to do third-party widgets to like put chat up, which sucks. But StreamYard, it's integrated. It's very easy. Yeah, OBS is good enough. So, do you guys have an opinion on realty income? Because we had questioned on a lot of stocks.
What is my opinion on realty? And I'm happy it's selling off, so I can see all the dividend scream.
Yeah, have you seen the Reddit where they go this comment? I remember this comment because someone sent it to me. It was like, I'm down 20% on realty income. Do I sell?
Oh, dude, I love going to the Dividend forum, especially recently. Oh, the Dividend subreddit. It's just hilarious. They're all, oh, Shadaw's down. Oh, O's down. Should I sell? Am I fucked? Like,
I saw the Shada videos are coming back. People are saying Shada is back.
What did it go up like 2% or something?
I don't know. Yeah.
When it goes down 5%, it's crashing. When it goes up 2%, it's back.
It's actually down. Okay,
down like 3%.
I don't know, man. I'm taking. That's why I also post less, is I've taken effectively the black pill on people who just watch finance content on YouTube.
Welcome to the club, Fabio.
Me too. I finally took it. I was the one holding out. I finally took it too. Yeah, that's why I don't even care to talk about it anymore.
I took the black pill when I posted that video. I think I titled it "It's Your Fault." And it was, I forget when I posted that video. It's a long time ago now. It's basically addressing like all the fan bases of these big content creators.
I got to watch that. I probably saw it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I probably saw it, but I don't remember that for some reason.
I want to see Fabio just watch his soul get stripped away in the video.
No, the only reason I'm even on this platform is because Austin.
Yeah, that's true. You did say that.
I use it for fun and marketing. That's pretty much it. You're about to see me shill my tax service 100,000 times in the next couple of months.
Do it.
Damn right, I'm going to do it.
I'll once my CPA, because I have a good relation with him, once he retires, because he's old, he's going to retire soon. So I'm going to need a new CPA. I won't trust his partner. Yeah.
You, Fabio. You can do your own taxes.
No. I want it to be done for me. So I want it done right.
Well, call me.
Yeah, I'll call you. I'll be like, I want it done in Virginia.
Can I pay Virginia taxes?
I want to pay Virginia taxes. I'll go out of my way.
Your taxes, you have to pay Virginia tax. You know that,
I'll buy a home in Virginia, and I'll live there for the threshold, so that I have to pay. I'll do the opposite of what people do in the no income tax states.
Yeah, why would you hate paying taxes? It makes no sense.
I want to do my part.
You get a bill in the mail every 6 months for your car, bro. It's awesome.
No, I don't know about that. I won't have the car. I have my limits. I have my limits. I'm not doing that. When YouTubers stopped talking stocks, we're near the bottom. Yeah, you remember that last year, don't you? Yeah, that's what was happening, and I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Oh, they all stopped talking about stocks.
Well,
what?
No, you go.
I was going to say, well, I don't know if Everything Money has. Everything Money's the only ones who never pivots. They're just all stocks.
Oh, I have their portfolio here. It was given to me.
Do you?
Here, I'll read out their portfolio to you. We're gonna get copyright strike now because he's gonna be like, he can't reveal my portfolio. So apparently this is his portfolio. By the way, you remember that intro that an anonymous person gave to you with Paul talking about all the stocks in the past and all of them were down?
Yes.
Yeah. What a great intro.
That was a very good intro. Whoever made that was
genius. Yeah.
Genius. Very good. Very intelligent man.
Very intelligent. Very good at editing too. But here's the current Okay, actually, let's play this game. Guess what's in here?
3M.
Meta, PayPal.
Meta's not in there.
Baba,
Baba,
Did I
Dollar
get it right?
General.
3M.
3M is in there. Dollar
Smith-
General,
Smith
not
and
in there yet.
Wesson?
Smith and Wesson, no longer in there.
Okay.
You got rid of Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, he sold it at a loss. That's how he saves money on taxes. He invests. You don't know that? Investing, you see, for the plebs, for you guys, investing is to make money. For people like Paul, who's sophisticated, it's to save money on taxes.
Yeah, that $3,000 deduction is just
You guys are
life
morons
changing.
here. Making money in investing.
Didn't they
Yeah.
increase the prices for their thing?
Well, obviously, because they sell a very undervalued service. It's super valuable.
What's it, like
CVS
$80 now?
No,
Oh yeah, they
CVS.
probably have those.
Nope. He sold Walgreens at a loss. He had Walgreens. He sold it at a loss. Remember, it's not about making money, guys.
Wait,
but
first
saving
off,
money
I
in
can't.
taxes.
Wait, I thought he wasn't showing his portfolio because of his lawyer or whatever.
No. Because he doesn't even show allocation. He gives everything plausible deniability, and that's the problem with these people. I can understand the privacy aspect, but if you provide allocation and your average cost basis, and you give a time stipulation, like you make a video on it, well, now people can kind of hold you to account and kind of observe you over a period of time, which we don't get that from him. We just get names. So we don't know cost basis. You have estimation on the cost basis. You have no idea of allocation. So everything can be denied in the future, which he does a lot.
Okay.
But
in that case, I have Meta, SoFi, Palantir, Tesla. I've got all the bangers that I bought at the exact
and then you don't say the allocation.
I'm even worse than
so
you.
That months from now, depending on how they do, SoFi went down a lot. I only had 0.5%. Tesla went up a lot. I had a 50% in that one.
Of course. Are you questioning me?
No, I wouldn't. I would never question the. Well, you're not the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant of investing. Sorry, too soon. Sure.
All right. So what's in his portfolio? Because I feel
All right. So some of you guessed it right. Jets is not in there apparently, but it's PayPal, Southwest, Disney, Target, Sprouts Farmers Market, 3M, Alibaba. Apparently, it's his largest position. Again, this is just verbiage. We have no idea about allocation percentage. Could be it's my largest position, bro. 1%.
He
lists like 5 stocks. He's like, the largest one is 1%.
Well, no, because that's what he did. By the way, people record his stuff. It's like even if they delete it, it's still archived. So like he would post tons of videos about Alibaba. Then when it's down a lot, he actually set a percentage number. He said 1%. But it's like, wow, you post that much about a 1%.
Well, he's probably
really interesting.
He's probably saying it's 1% if you include like his real estate. He probably expands the definition of portfolio to.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You're giving him a lot of credit, I think. There, you're giving him.
I'm saying he's a manipulator, is what I'm saying.
You're giving him a lot of credit there. But okay, we'll go with that. That could be a plausible explanation. He sold Carnival Cruise Line, which Carnival Cruise, how are they doing?
Oh God,
they're probably down a lot now.
I think they've got to be down a lot.
So he sold Carnival Cruise.
They were getting.
He has Intel. He doesn't have Meta anymore. Because remember, he bought Meta originally in the 200s, went down all the way. We have no idea actually when he sold because he doesn't say. And then HPQ, value trap. We're not value trap necessarily, but just like a discounted company that's not growing. Then GDXJ.
Dude, I bought HPQ, and as soon as Warren Buffett bought it and the stock went up like 20-30%, I sold. So I'm a genius.
You have genius confirmed. What's HPQ at? Let me tell you guys the audience the prices. HPQ actually, it fell recently. So he's up on all these stocks, by the way, guys. He's making money in every stock. He's making money on Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is down 22% year to date. He's totally up on what's the other one I was going to look up? CCL that he sold. He made money on CCL. 100% he did. because
Carnival Cruise.
yeah, because I remember when they first made videos on Carnival Cruise, it was like in the $20s, $20, it's $12.
Now you know Carnival Cruise is an OG Jeremy stock.
Excuse me?
Yes. Jeremy was
is?
talking about that stock in like 2018. Yeah, that's an OG.
What?
That is an OG. You go look it up. That is an OG Jeremy stock.
What?
He talked about-
2018?
Yeah, like 2018, 2019.
This guy timed the top?
Are you surprised, Fabio?
That's an OG one right there.
Well, that's just like bad luck at that. Wow.
I would say it's skill, but
So here we go. He talked about it in 2020. He talked about it in
2022.
I know he talked about it in 2019. I have to find it. But yeah, no, that's an OG one.
Did you have like a well thought out thesis?
No.
You didn't?
Absolutely not.
Fabio's in shock right now.
Revenue growth or whatever he said.
Revenue by revenue.
You know what would actually be funny is to look at what he talked about during the pandemic. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine what stocks he talked about?
Look at Greystone's comment. Yes, he put a lot in. Yes, he did. He put a lot in CCL. Wow. Jeremy was shilling Target at 140, so I will buy 80. Did he actually?
I hate Target. I don't care how cheap it is. I'll never buy that shitty stuff.
I love Target. I hate Walmart. Hate Walmart.
Well, the me and you are in the
I hate both of you. I like Amazon.
I use Whole Foods.
There's a Target right by my house, and that's exactly
I unironically use Whole Foods, so they make fun of me.
Oh, I never go to Whole Foods. Sorry.
I have to have my grass-fed beef that was killed in a humane manner.
He buys Wagyu.
Wagyu.
He eats Wagyu daily.
I only eat Wagyu. That's a brand name, by the way. Wagyu. Wagyu. It's a premium Wagyu beef.
Do you think Lafufu gets paid by these companies, or do you think he's just stupid?
I personally think he got paid by at least a few of them. It's hard to believe he didn't, because he was pumping them during a time when everybody else was getting paid. Like Stockmo was getting paid, Larry Jones was getting paid, the Ryan Scribner guy was getting paid. It's just so hard to believe Jeremy wasn't getting paid.
Yeah, for a very good food company, I'm suspicious about that.
Right, yeah. The companies like that, maybe not Tattooed Chef, but very good food company. Yeah, exactly. Like something like that. Yeah, probably.
Which one's the next one to go bankrupt? Because Smile Direct went out. We have Oatly.
Still around. I haven't looked at Honest. Was Honest next, or are they good? Honest
was the one I said is the only one that like could be something.
Okay.
But that's like stretching it. It's because basically I'm giving them the grace of the industry they're in, because typically that's a good industry to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get to that scale, which they're having trouble. And if they never get there, then they're done. Yes. Okay. We have a prediction
now. 100%.
Oatly, December 2023. That is what.
I thought Oatly already went bankrupt, so it didn't yet.
No, it's still
no, not yet.
I lose track because he has so many companies. So which ones went bankrupt? Voyager Digital, right?
Voyager.
I'm counting FTX.
Smile Direct Club.
FTX
Tattooed Chef.
Smile Direct Club. Okay.
Tattooed Chef.
They're still Planet 13. Avant Brands.
Okay.
I think there's one more out there. I'm not remembering though.
That used car stock. That's Kevin's stock, right? Jeremy.
That's a Kevin stock.
Jeremy never talked about it.
No.
Okay.
To my knowledge,
okay.
I don't really watch the guy. I'm the worst one to ask. See, I didn't even know about the Carnival Cruise thing.
You know how funny that is that this man said Ship Technologies is going to 10x, and then 2 years later they went bankrupt. You know how funny that is?
Oh, it's hilarious. I love it.
That's a skill to be that bad. Like, that's a skill right there.
Well, he always covers himself. He's like, whoa, if it doesn't work out, I could go bankrupt.
Right. Of course.
Oh, Foot Locker. Foot Locker. Thank you, Fake Alias, for reminding us. Foot Locker is another one.
Foot Locker might go bankrupt? Oh my God.
I mean, it could.
Really?
Times are tough out there, man.
Jeez.
To be honest,
I mean that's true, because when you go to the mall, JD has way more customers than Foot Locker. Way more. Like, they're clearly taking their business, clearly.
You doing some LaFufu?
Oh no. You know what gets all the customers for real? There was this mall I went to, and they had this shoe resale store. All the customers went there because they had all the exclusive shoes and everything. That's probably what's hurting them.
What's the name of that company or the store?
Dang, I can't remember. I don't know. Might have been a local shop. I could look it up though.
Because I'll tell you maybe after stream, but there's a.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that's gonna give too much information.
Okay. I didn't know Foot Locker was doing that. I didn't know that. I didn't know Foot Locker was doing that bad.
There's a short interest of like 16% on Foot Locker. Typically,
Oh, we got to do a LaFufu right now. Hold on.
Bye. I know I'm a grifter strong man. You could lick your hand and smack me in the nutsack. Thank God for Tesla my Esla and you strong man.
Thank you for your donation, Mike Honcho.
All right, I found it, Fabio. It's called Righteous Kicks. That's what it's called. I went in there.
Righteous Kicks.
I went in there. Every shoe was $500 or up. I'm not joking. They had all these exclusive Jordans, it was all resale. It was all these shoes that they're reselling. It was crazy. And that place was packed. It was kids in there, all these teenagers in there. That place was packed. And Foot Locker was like, yeah, you know.
The only thing I'll say is I'm intimately familiar with one of the largest suppliers for these stores. And yeah, I'll tell you more after stream.
Oh, we got some insider trading here.
well, besides that, what do you all think is why Foot Locker could go under? Because it shocks me, because Foot Locker was a huge part of my childhood. Like, that's where you went to get the shoes.
Currently,
that's crazy.
Currently, I think it's like they're having, if I remember correctly, they're having debt issues. And so in a rising rate environment right now, when they roll over some of this debt relative to the size of the business and how much cash flow they produce, it's going to be quite problematic. They have 180 million in cash, 444 million in long-term debt. They have no cash really. If you kind of think about it from that perspective, they don't really have room to make any mistakes right now. And so any hiccup in a industry that is prone to having times of, tough times, let's just say it that way, it's just not an optimal setup right now. So, and that's, by the way, that's not including like their lease debt. So they have a lot of debt if you count the leases, if, depending on what camp you sit on in accounting, which you could argue it is debt, right? They owe the leases. They can't just break the lease. So that puts it up to about 3 billion if you add that in. And then, the business model is perhaps breaking. So when you're selling mass consumer shoes, so like the standard Nike, well, why not just go to Nike? You see, like the industry is changing where you have to sell like these collectibles, these exclusives.
Yes.
And if you have access to those,
yep.
You're in business, because I can just go to Nike and get my Nike shoes. I can go to Under Armour and get my Under Armour shoes. Adidas shoes.
Under Armour shoes.
Yeah, but
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, nobody goes there for their shoes.
I did not know that.
I used to go there to get like my football cleats. That's about it. That's literally about it.
Oh, for Christopher Burke. So Venezuela doesn't even have the economic capacity for sweatshops. They don't have the economic capacity for that. It's just like rock bottom over there. Oh, no. They've been on the up and up here and there. A lot of anarchy, but you kind of, there's only one direction to go when you hit the actual bottom, right? So
don't they have like RuneScape bot farms there?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't.
RuneScape to survive.
Hey, Sean, man, they definitely do.
I'm telling you, you make some gold on RuneScape, you can sell it on the black
No,
market.
they do. Yes, I'm pretty sure Venezuela is one of those places.
Imagine feeding your family on RuneScape.
Probably interesting to look up like how much of the exports, unofficial exports, is like drugs at this point. It's like how much of that contributes to GDP. But yeah,
poor Foot Locker. Huge part of my childhood. Huge part.
Hey, things change.
Huge lines whenever a shoe would come out.
Well, hey, Sears was a big part of people's lives.
Sears was a big part of my life, and then they closed.
It was.
Yeah, Sears. Yes, it was. I'm not ashamed to say that. Yes.
Huh. Well,
my parents would take us shopping there, and that's where we would get our clothes back when the brands they sold were popular. This is like early 2000s, but yeah.
That's one of the thing about that. Sears was like the Amazon back then. Yeah. Sold everything.
No, Sears where it was at.
I got a piss.
Blockbuster is where it was at.
This man drank a lot of water. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He drank a lot of water on camera, and now he's going to the bathroom every other minute. What's going on with Planet 13? I don't know what's going on with Planet 13. I generally do not keep track of these companies.
Oh, Deadeye said Sears and JCPenney. Yep. And you know what's funny? JCPenney is still around. Somehow they've survived.
Wow.
They're still in the mall too. Like they're still around.
They're just straggling by along with Macy's. These department stores. The business model is just a little messed up right now.
You don't think Macy's gonna make it either?
I think they're gonna have to. There's gonna be maybe like a couple players that survive. I just don't know who, and I don't want to play it. But because think about it like this: a lot of people have the bullish thesis on Macy's on the asset liquidation value. It's just saying like, yeah, it's gonna die, but when it dies, it'll be worth more than when it's alive. And it's like, oh, that's a great place to start. Thesis. Like, oh, the corpse of the company is worth more than the live body.
For sure.
Oh, shit. Because it's usually in the context of how people talk about Macy's. They look at the real estate value. It's trading under its real estate value. It's like, oh, so you like buy it, it dies, and you get paid out more. Okay, good start. JCPenney went bust, but the assets got sold and they kept the brand.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
You see, then that's the fear of Macy's, because the assets will get sold. The business keeps on chucking along.
It will never die.
It will never die. No, it will die again, inevitably. But yeah, Planet 13, to answer the question, it's down to 78 cents.
Jesus.
Buy the dip. It hit a high of like $8 and something. It's crazy. Yeah, just the new one that will probably be talked about is the Avant Brands is 13 cents. Just a new one is PayPal. That's the new really hot stock by retail.
Didn't Jeremy talk about that one? Because the fact you're saying it's at 50 is hilarious. Because he talked about it like a few months ago, didn't he?
He said it was easy money at $200.
I know, and I think someone was talking smack about it too.
Oh man.
PayPal is big on you. I can tell you that because I made one video and it got like 4,500 views, mostly from searches. And I was like, holy crap, this stock is big on here.
When did you make it? Because PayPal was a cold stock at one point, but then
I made it a couple months ago. I just remember the video did very well and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot about PayPal. A lot about PayPal, because PayPal was a stock when it was over $100+, almost $200 a share. I made videos criticizing other YouTubers for their valuation models. They were coming up with fair values of like 300 to 200 plus, and they were buying crazy into it. Like I named some of them. Some of them are like responsible YouTubers, let's call it. Like Cameron Stewart, who's a CFA and a CFO,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Rob, who's no longer on YouTube.
Well, he's back. He made a new channel.
He is back. He made a new channel. I actually feel kind of bad for him.
What's his name? I don't even know Rob. Who is Rob?
Robert Reynolds, I think is his name.
Isn't he British or something?
Irish. That's very
Irish. There we go.
That's very offensive.
Same thing.
How dare this man? This man's trying to start a war. Not that I care. It's all the same to me. Oh, there I go. You know, I'm just dragging myself along in the war. But yeah, we see PayPal, millennial money. Jeremy was telling Andre to buy PayPal, a millennial. So look, I can't keep track of that kind of stuff. That's obviously like why, you know, people who do care, who pay attention. It's good when you guys say that stuff, but you see, Christopher Burke just unsub because of what you said. That was too much for him. You can't compare the Irish to the Brits. Like,
no, my channel's going to 0 now.
You know, we desperately need to talk about. We need to talk about Disney. The time has come, Fabio. The time has come.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about Disney.
Ahsoka was amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna make it plain. Actually, I'm not gonna say amazing. I'm not gonna overdo it. It was really good. It shocked me, man. It shocked me. Dave Filoni did a good job. I know you don't watch it anymore. I know, but I'm telling you, man. Star Wars is officially back.
It pleases me to know that you feel that way.
Did you watch it at all?
No.
Jesus. You missed Thrawn's entrance. You missed them finding Ezra. Man, you missed man.
I'm a former Star Wars fan. If you asked me years ago, probably would have watched it. But because certain things are canon, I can't be a fan of the show anymore, or the series or anything.
Okay, I don't blame you on that. Yeah, they completely ruined the story. I don't blame you on that. But you can't tell me if they make like a Darth Vader like.
I will come back for that.
Series. Would you? Thank you.
I will come back for that. I will come back for that. They'll have my money the next day. Like
imagine every episode he's just slaughtering Jedi like the ones that escaped.
Oh no. Like if Disney executives are listening right now.
No, they're taking ideas from Strongman.
Yeah, no.
No, honestly, he's right. They should do that. Like
a Star Wars, just take the Vader comics, turn it into a show, and then you can also kind of throw in the right after episode 3, what was Vader doing? Hunting down all these Jedi. And like going through that. They'd have to do something else different though, because it can't just be that dark, right? They got to throw in like some moral conflict that Vader's kind of like regretting what he just did, but he's like kind of stuck with his decision. And you kind of play with that idea, because you can't just make it like Vader's just evil as hell and he's just killing everyone, and that's the whole show.
They need to hurry up too, because the voice is like really old. They need to hurry up for that guy like dies. He's like 90.
No, they don't. They need AI.
Oh, you think they can just do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't even need humans anymore, bro.
I guess they could do that. Well, he voiced Darth Vader in Rogue One, but yeah, I guess you're right.
No, yeah. He
they brought him back for Rogue One, but yeah, I guess you're right. That's fine.
I think Disney should hire Jay Nagy as a consultant to fix their Star Wars. Have you heard his rants? He'll talk about Star Wars on his live stream for like.
I didn't even know he was a fan of Star Wars. Wow.
Well, I don't think he's a fan anymore, but he talks about it a lot on his streams.
Who? Sorry,
Jay Nagy.
Oh, Jay. Yeah.
I mean, they did completely like ruin it, like completely screwed it up. Like it's pretty sad.
Yeah. But Disney though, you want to talk about Disney, the company, the stock?
Yeah, let's talk about it, because that's like the only individual stock I buy these days.
So I'll tell you, because the thing is, I don't know. Well, you are a part of the club, so you do have if you have the time to watch them, because I know like the content's like 2 hours long.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I watch them.
Oh, you watch? So you know you're up to date now, I guess.
I am up to date. Yes. No, I watch them.
So Disney was invested in, sold.
Yep. And then you bought it back.
Then invested in again.
Yep.
And this time I think it's permanent. But so overall, generally speaking, so I'll say here on this stream, I'm relatively positive on Disney's new plan trajectory. So they announced the CapEx spend, $60 billion over 10 years, which was one of the 3 bullet points I laid out that they needed to do. And so that was announced. They also announced that they're going to be more neutral in the culture war, bullet point number 2. And then bullet point number 3 was change in management, which we saw Bob Iger, which was already the change, but I don't really like that one as much. However, I'll give him a chance. At least it's some sort of signal of a shift. Then we also saw the CFO. She's gone. The chief diversity officer, she stepped down. So there was a sweep of changes, and that all happened, and kind of under the radar. And what else? Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was covering the 3 bullet points. Now, you also had Nelson Peltz recently come in. It was this Monday, announced that he actually increased his position in the company. He's looking at an activist position to, again, kind of probably speed up the change, the transition. You still have some problems, though, that they have to circumvent. So you have a problem with figuring out what to do with legacy assets. They still, to this day, no one can deny they overpaid for the Fox. The Fox acquisition was a debacle. But they'll absorb it, I think. And then figuring out from there how to best monetize their digital products and simplify, because they have Hulu. So there's a whole issue with Hulu and Disney Plus. Simplifying that into one product, and ESPN. What are they going to do with ESPN? How are they going to best integrate that? So those are the current challenges. I think the park segment's going to be fine. The content segment, if they focus on making the content good, easier said than done, that should be fine. And then simplifying their product offering.
So should I buy the stock or not?
I don't know.
Shoot, I would.
I don't know.
80, I would. I've been doing it.
I'm buying the stock.
I
I have a small allocation to it. It's not going to be a Netflix sized position, but it's going to be meaningful. It's like right now, so like some allocation percentages, it's roughly in the holding co about, I think it's like 5%.
Oh,
so that's about it. Christopher Burke. So in the holding co, yeah, Intel was sold pretty quickly, but not in the personal holdings. No.
So you still have a position in Intel?
Yeah, I still have a position in Intel. It's my exposure to which now I'll just update you guys, but I don't really do updates on the holding co on publicly on YouTube, but it also re-entered the holding co as well.
Oh,
small, about like 10 grand or so.
See what you guys get when you come to a strongman stream?
Yeah, because the holding co is only meant to be updated on the club, but I'm not opposed to talking about it here and there if I'm asked questions.
Do you have a discount code?
No, there's no discount code. There's no discount code. But yeah, Intel's just the potential second player in the fab business. I'm not invested for necessarily their architecture. That would be like, if they succeed in that, that'll be fine. Oh, I shouldn't say architecture. Some of the semiconductor engineers would crucify me for saying that. Their designs, not their architecture. I am so sorry, semiconductor engineers. Their designs.
A lot of those watch my channel, at least half my audience.
I have a good amount of that. They will crucify me. Not crucify me, but they'll be like, I cringed at the fact that you said that. And I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah. There's debate going on about Andor and Ahsoka. People disagree with you. That goes on Ahsoka.
They do. Let me ask you this. What are your favorite? What would you say are the best Star Wars shows?
I haven't watched any. Like, I watched Obi-Wan to give it a chance.
God. No, that was bad. That was unbelievably bad.
Okay.
Yes, I'm with you there. Oh my God. Man.
I heard Andor was like, no, there's no Jedi, there's no Sith. It's just a political show, basically, of Star Wars, and that sounds very interesting.
It's very good. Yep.
Game of Star Wars, basically.
Game of Star Wars. There's a lot to explore in Star Wars. It's just, man.
Well, when did you stop watching Star Wars? Because for me, there's still some good things. The Last Jedi. Oh,
The Last Jedi. Like
So you watched Rogue One.
I watched Rogue One. That was good.
One of the best movies they've ever made to me.
Yeah.
Rogue One
was a very good movie.
It was amazing. Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't the best. I would not go that far.
No. It's not the best. It's one of the best I've seen.
that Disney's made. No, it's the
Right,
best
that
Disney's made.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's not better than the ones that came out in the 70s or anything like that. No, but it was really good.
Yeah. I still have the issue. Like, George Lucas was not the best writer. He had a great idea, but he wasn't the best writer. I think that's universally accepted. But
are you one of those people who criticized him and didn't like the prequels? Are you one of those?
No, I actually like the prequels. I like them for what they were, but he's not the greatest writer.
Just giving fair criticism. Okay.
He had the great idea of a world. He built a really fantastical world, but he wasn't the best writer.
Okay.
So, Greystone, you like the Solo? I didn't watch the Solo movie, so I can't comment on it. But
the Solo movie, that is the #1 worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen. Oh my god!
You and Greystone just disagree.
No, I'm sorry. Solo was terrible.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of with Christopher Burke, just from the combat standpoint. The prequels, you can't really beat them. Even the modern Star Wars cannot beat the prequel. Ahsoka. Okay, I saw a clip of the Ahsoka fight. Why can't they just do the fights like they did in the prequels?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think, you know what it might be? It might be. Do you know what that guy's name is? I think his name was Greg or something. That's the guy that trained them how to fight like that. I don't know if they just don't have him anymore or what. But yeah, you're right. I don't know why they don't fight like they did in the prequels, because that was perfect.
So based off all this, do you buy Disney stock? You said yes, but I want Strongman's point.
Okay, for me.
But okay, we gotta give him like this all, because right now he's gonna say no, just VT.
So I heard a bunch of different opinions about different movies. I'm totally confused.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I'm neutral right now.
No. You have to buy or sell, short it. Sorry, buy or short based off only that opinion.
Well, I'm always gonna buy instead of short. So
yeah, you're right.
I'm boring, dude. Don't short anything.
All right, so we have a buy recommendation from Strongman. You guys heard it here.
Yes.
But there was still some
is that a real quote, by the way?
Yes. She had a shirt. She had a shirt that she wore to the premiere, The Force is Female.
I love it.
Yeah, and
his name is Nick. His name isn't Greg. His name is Nick. Nick is the one that taught them all how to like fight like that. They need to bring him back. Yeah, he only taught them for the prequels. After that, he left.
Dang. Yeah, they need to bring him back.
Yeah, they need to bring that guy back. That guy literally taught them how to do all that. Like, he's amazing.
So he did the fight choreography.
Yes, exactly. He started it off with the Phantom Menace, and then he went on from there. And yeah, he taught them all that crap that they did. Yes.
Yeah, Strongman, why don't you do it?
Yep.
Yeah, show you're a real man.
Lead lightsaber fight coordinator. Yep.
Real men short stocks. Tough guy. You could be a fat, lazy piece of shit, but if you short a stock, you're a man.
You're a man. Hey, how's the AMC crowd treating you lately?
Radio silence.
Radio silence? I remember that one guy that made a video threatening you.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I thought that was no, you didn't know that? There was,
what did that happen?
So,
his name was Phil For Real. And he made a video like, he was like, I used to be in the gang, and he showed me, like, he turned around and pulled up his shirt and showed me like a knife wound or something that he took in a fight, and he's like, he was basically threatening me because I made fun of AMC.
Wow.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, some of these
results,
they're very intense. You cannot talk bad about certain stuff.
The AMC crowd is full of like criminals, man.
Is it this black dude I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Wow. That's I don't even know what to say. Like, wow. It's that serious, huh? That reminds me when you got into it with that egghead guy. What was his name?
Oh,
Egghead. Oh my god!
I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about too.
I forgot his name.
What was his name?
Brooklyn Truck Stop. There you go.
Yeah, that whatever his name was. He said this. That like, why do you always get into it with these weird people?
Dude, I'm a magnet for freaks.
You are a magnet because Egg Father, the Brooklyn Egghead dude.
Oh my god.
What is going on?
The Rice Marshal, like just so many people, dude.
Do you remember that weird Indian guy that called shoulders? There was this weird Indian guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Do you remember him?
He was good. He's like short videos.
Yes, and he was like strong man. I do not like what you're doing here. Like what?
It was like a horrible video. I couldn't even hear
his name was Rapport something like that.
I didn't even know about
Financial
this one.
Rapport.
Yeah, Cole sent it to us. It was like this random dude.
I did
Dude,
not know.
I think
search your
he made
name
a
in
video. I think he
YouTube and
did
you'll
make a
find
video
some
about
weirdos
Pop.
making videos about you. It's the best thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a weird guy who made a video about me. He got pissed. His name is Zeke Investing. He made a video about me because I talked about Palantir. He got really mad.
It's hilarious. I love when people make videos about me. That's why these big YouTubers, they're always going to watch you because it's intriguing. It's like, what is this person saying about me?
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody tells them,
I was shocked by the rate at which one of them watches the group, that they can comment very frequently at random hours throughout the day.
Does his name rhyme with poo poo?
I guess, yeah. I guess it does. Yeah. It's just kind of fascinating just to observe, but and some of the arguments laid forth by that person in the comments is very intriguing. It's always something to do with having lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, you're so rich.
Hey, Bernie Madoff had a lot of money too.
No, it's just even in isolation of the argument, it's just funny that only a certain kind of person argues that way. Which, hey, wouldn't expect anything less. Why do you get people so pressed when you criticize their stocks? I think because they take it as a criticism of intelligence. So you're calling them stupid. They feel like you're calling them stupid, which I don't feel that way. Like for example, well, maybe I am too harsh sometimes on like Joseph Carlson, but I like to take a step back because I like to say, and sometimes in the video, I was very critical on him with Netflix because but then he backtracked. I don't know if he watched my video and now he phrases it differently. And I like the way he now phrases it, where he originally came out with the video and he said, hey, look at my Netflix. I'm a good investor because Netflix. But then I'm like, okay, but you can't really say that because you bought it at much higher levels. It went down a lot, and all you did was you held on to it and you added more, and now you're kind of break even slightly up. So you don't really have that point where you can brag about it. But now he phrases it differently. So I don't know if he watched my video criticizing, which I thought was fair. And now he says exactly that. I held on to Netflix. I did good because I did not panic sell, and I bought more. And I'm like, all right, that's fair. That's like a fair viewpoint to have, and you're patting yourself on the back for that. That's completely fair. But he's like so different from a lot of these creators. So I try to say it before I criticize him. Like, oh, he is not a scammer. I don't think that about him, but he's fair game to criticize. And I'm fair game to criticize for my ideas. Right. But like I hope he or other people, they shouldn't take it like we're calling them stupid. Some people are stupid. I'm sorry. Like there's no.
You think so?
Yeah, some people are, but generally speaking, I try not to, say that someone is stupid because they think a stock's going up. But I can't not say that that they don't exist.
Well, plus some people wrap their whole identities around one stock. Like, the AMC crowd or the GameStop crowd. A lot of them think they're fighting the system that's been screwing them. Like they basically, it's like a mixture of hatred of rich people. It's all combined together, and they take out their hatred for the Wall Streeters by buying AMC. And then they get mad because anytime somebody criticizes a stock that they're buying, they're like, oh, you're just paid by a short seller. You're part of the system that's oppressing people. It's a very weird thing that goes on with those kind of stocks.
Paid by private equity.
Yeah, there was a guy I made a video about, Morant's Rants. Somebody paid me $50 to make a video about him. He claimed on one of his live streams that private equity paid me $50 to do a hit piece on GameStop.
$50? Wow, private equity. They're just
$50.
My gosh. They could only spare $50.
I mean, if private equity approached me and said, here, you're going to dump on this cloud stock, I'd be like, I'm getting a lot more than $50. But I would take their money in a heartbeat, dude. Especially if it was a clown stock, I would take all of it.
To talk bad about it, not to talk.
Oh, absolutely. I would talk to talk trash. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's oh, I didn't know. Put Kevin Mendoza's comment. Little Joseph. You call him Little Joseph.
Little
Just keep it in mind. Oh, your comment sections at times, it's like borderline a little bit bullying, but it's funny.
We don't bully on this channel, Fabio. Come on.
Little. Just throw in that. I did not know about the face. Because I know he posted a video on the bottom. Like, did you know that the day it bottomed?
Yeah, I remember he didn't. I remember people making fun of him about like the day it bottomed. He's like, "Oh, it's bad" or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fair. I didn't know he said he didn't say that, and if that's the case, then I'll extend criticism to that because.
Dude, the thing that pissed me off about Joseph was when he was like, demanding we change accounting rules because he didn't understand how a statement of cash flows worked. Like, that really pissed me off because he literally has no idea what he's talking about. And he's like, we need to change the rules for FASB because stunk-based compensation. It's like, dude, shut up. You're just pulling ideas out of your ass.
Well, I want the standards to change to how I believe they should be. So that, yeah.
Well, at least you kind of understand how all that stuff works. He has no idea how any of those statements work.
The balance sheets, you mean?
Well, now they're the income statements. I don't know if you saw the most recent Jeremy video. It's the income statements now.
Plural income statements.
He's moved on from the balance sheets.
Income statement number 1, income statement number 2, income statement number 3.
Just 4 income statements, bro.
Yeah, the whole I'm pretty sure getting paid to bash a company is illegal. Yeah, it is as well.
What?
I'm pretty sure any form of compensated manipulation of an equity of a publicly traded security can be.
People get paid to shill all the time, though. So
I know. Yeah.
I can't get paid to trash a clown stock, but these clowns can pump very
as if they don't know how to get through that. Like, they can't just pay you to talk about it, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just depending on how it's phrased.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some way they could get through that.
Yeah, if the agreement is probably explicitly saying, yeah. Canadian financial YouTuber are a bunch of dividend chasing. Oh, I noticed that.
No, I did notice that too. Yeah,
wild.
That's a thing. That really is a thing.
Okay, can we talk about that for a second?
Yes.
All right, because you guys watch it more. I just see the titles here and there, and I find out they're Canadian. And every Canadian YouTube investor, apparently, minus a couple, are all dividend guys. Why?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know if they have some special tax thing in there that makes dividends better or what, but
they do not.
I don't know. I don't know fuck all about Canadian taxes, but it's weird.
So they don't have any sort of advantage that's different from what an American investor.
Nope, the Australians do, but the Canadians do not.
Okay.
Australians have a very good, like, you want dividends in Australia. Okay. That's good, but for Canadians, no. And oh yes, thank you. Okay, this I know. So it's all of them. It's like all banks.
I mean, could it be that their stock market, the TSX or whatever, has mostly dividend payers?
Yes, no, because their economy, Canada's economy. I don't want to offend Canadians, but it ain't no United States. And it's pretty much entirely dependent on a circle jerk finance sector and energy and minerals.
Is that a real sector?
Circle jerk finance?
Yes.
I call it that because
that would be an amazing YouTube channel name, by the way.
Circle jerk finance?
Yeah, I might change my name actually. Circle jerk finance. We can make that the REUU RABBLE stream now. Instead of REUU RABBLE, it's Circle Jerk Finance.
That would be great. 99 Slayer, bro. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually training. You really got 99 Slayer. You're a nerd because that takes a really long time to do.
Yes,
I don't know what
Slayer is really hard on RuneScape.
I don't know what that means.
God dang it, Fabio! You didn't play Rune. Oh yeah, you're young. No. You're not old like me and Strongman. I'm almost 30.
I'm 34. You guys are children.
I just turned
RuneScape?
29.
No, I don't know RuneScape.
Yeah, you're too young, Fabio. Those were the good old days.
Dude, RuneScape. I've played this game on and off since I was.
That was
like,
back in the day before
12.
iPhones. You had your like your desktop. You would play with the the mouse and everything. Like you had that. Now it's on mobile, but before, old days, man.
Look at well, there's a bunch of comments that just came in. So apparently there's Marantz mocking you. Should learn more about goodwill as an accountant and stop being ignorant.
Yeah, so this is the guy I was paid to make fun of, and he made the video about how I was paid by private equity.
That's the guy.
That's him. He basically thinks there's this cabal of private equity that just, infiltrates companies from within and rots them and destroys them.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of bad
That
private.
guy looks weird too. Oh my god, he looks crazy.
He's weird, dude.
Bro, you got to stop getting into it with these weirdos. He looks like a straight weirdo.
Look, hey, I got paid $50. I was like, I'm making this video. I don't even know who this clown is, but I'm making it.
I don't blame you, but man, that guy. Ooh, yeah, be careful with him. He looks crazy.
I got another video where it's some dating coach. What's his freaking name?
A dating coach? A dating coach?
I think I know what you're talking. Are you talking about that John guy?
Corey. Well, it's not John Anthony. It's a guy named Corey Wayne that they want me to make a video about.
Who is that?
I don't. He's some weird dude.
That's a weird follow. How do y'all even know these people are?
Well, he's actually a big channel.
He is. Yeah, Corey Wayne, Coach Corey Wayne.
We low-key get dragged into this a little bit with some of them. I remember Brooklyn Stock Shop was going after me. Like randomly. I'm like, and then he challenged me to debate and he never showed up.
Yeah, I remember that. He was such a bussy. That would have been hilarious though.
And I just had to keep going with the live stream. I was like, all right, well, he's not here.
Let me see if his channel even still exists. Brooklyn.
Did you know that though? So what Jim Falbo says, that's very true. It's Canada has a ton of adjustable rate mortgages. Like that's the majority. That's the norm over there. You take the adjustable rate. They never had the United States moment where now everyone here is like, no, fixed rate. No, take the fixed rate. And then over there, it's like, no, take the adjustable rate. Take the adjustable rate.
Dude, fixed rate's the shit.
Well, not in Canada. You're wrong. Not in Canada. And then also the Shaub 5 also was talking about how they also invest a lot in energy and mineral stocks.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of dividend. That's probably why, because most of their stocks probably are dividend payers. And here in the States, we have the large cap tech. I mean, some of them pay dividends, but it's not like they're not known as dividend companies.
Oh, they also have the dividend withholding tax as well in Canada on top of that. So like if they want to be a dividend investors, it kind of sucks to be Canadian because all the best dividend companies are American and you're stuck having to pay that withholding tax, which you can write off on your own, but it just still sucks.
Of course they do that.
Yeah, of course.
The worst possible place to have dividend stocks, and it's the most popular.
Yeah. That's how it is. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, but I know this because of club members who live across the world. In Sweden, it is not okay to have an index investing approach.
What does that mean?
It is tax inefficient. They tax you on the unrealized capital gains.
What?
Yes. Yeah. So but not on individual stocks.
What?
Yes, it's the thing. I was like, that was my reaction. Can you imagine if they replicate that here in the US? How effed you would be?
Yeah, that would be good. Wait. I just want to make sure I get this right. So if you buy index funds in Sweden and you get an unrealized gain, you didn't sell it, you still get taxed on it.
Yeah, you do.
I would never in my life own an index fund over there.
No. So
Sweden could suck my nuts.
When this problem came up, because the person's Swedish, they live in Sweden. And they were asking the panel, hey, like this is the tax situation here. What's like a kind of a way to go around this and get through it? Because I kind of like passive investing, but it's not really a viable strategy over here. And that's when we learned about it. Because I was like, what? that's because, you know, I'm not tax expert across the world. I don't do international taxes. So then I looked it up with just a quick Google search, and yeah, it's a thing. So then, you know, there were some stocks, individual stocks in the United States that are kind of almost like ETF. You're still taking individual stock risk, but let me kind of give a reference or frame of reference, like, you know, Berkshire Hathaway almost esque companies that just, they have their own portfolio inside of them and they buy a bunch of stock. So like that would have been a way for a Swede in like the past 20, 30 years to kind of get an index, but not an index, but it's an index. Isn't that terrible?
Man, the shit.
Yeah, I wonder why they do that.
And yes, when you do sell, they have a higher capital gains on individual stocks. So they have a higher tax when you do sell, but there's no unrealized cap gains on individual stocks. Just indexes, ETFs.
Well, there's a question. If you have unrealized losses, do you get a deduction?
I don't think so.
Of course not. It's only the gains, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's wild because
that's a great question. Interesting.
That is literally smacking people with less.
But
like you're smacking,
people, bro.
Yeah, you're just literally smacking their retirements. It's like, yeah, you have to take on more risk. What are you doing trying to passively invest?
What do you think would happen if they tried to like do that? What do you think would happen in the U.S. if they tried to tax unrealized gains, just period? Because didn't one of the senators try to do that, like Elizabeth Warren or somebody?
No, if they do it, things just move. Things just move. We live in a very beautiful world where money is very mobile. There will be ways to go.
Well, what about just average everyday people? Like, what about just regular?
Oh no, you'd be shafted, but you voted.
That's
for
all I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, so we'd be screwed, but everybody else with the money, they'd be fine.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah,
Wall Street would relocate to Hong Kong or something.
I mean, that's what the modern world is. That it's a competition for who can be the most attractive place to conduct commerce, and that's who will become the most powerful country. So everyone wants to be the most powerful country. It's a power game too. Just your choice, however you want to go about it. Like China knows that, to China's credit, when Deng Xiaoping was in power and the administration prior to Xi Jinping, they created the free economic zones. That's like, those zones are insanely capitalistic, like insanely capitalistic. But outside of those zones, it's kind of same old China. But they have like those golden geese that lay the golden eggs that fund everything else. And so like giving some names like Shanghai, Macau, like these cities that are hyper developed in China, they designate them as like, I think the term is like free trade zones or free economic zones. And there was a lot of promotion of business and commerce. Now Xi Jinping's changing some of that, but that was the idea behind it. And so like that's what gained them or helped them get a lot of economic power, therefore political power, therefore military power. All that stems from being rich in the first place. So you have to have the belief that countries want to be rich because they want power. The richer you are, the more power you have. The more power you have, the more you can exert yourself on other countries. So there will always be a country that wants to be more powerful than the others. Therefore, they want to be richer.
Got it.
I want to address this comment right here.
What?
I'm actually going all in Swedish stocks now.
Well, you could. As an American, you don't face the Swedish tax. And
no, I'm going to elect to pay the tax.
Oh, you're like, I'm a good business citizen of Sweden.
I'm a global citizen.
I'm a global citizen. I'm a global citizen.
You ever hear that before?
Yes, I've heard that. I'm a
global citizen. Yes.
Look at my multiple passports. I'm a global.
Show me a way to do cart. You're actually right, Julius. I think we need to call the stream, boys. Daddy needs to go to the gym.
Way to end it, Julius. Way to end it.
Yeah, you dick. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. I'm glad we did this early, and now we can go on with the rest of our days.
I'm gonna
college football. That's what it's about to be.
Cook food, go to the gym. Maybe do another live stream if I have energy.
Do it.
Yeah, you should, please.
Finally, some content.
I love that.
On the public YouTube.
You're one post a month.
Just one post a month.
React to this live stream on your live stream.
Remember when we did that video of all of us reacting to each other's reactions?
Yeah.
That was funny.
You guys told me to do it too, but I just like didn't have time or something.
Oh man, yeah. You should do it now. All these years later.
It was like a
What
year
is the
ago.
context of this?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Well, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll do a LaFufu outro and cheers.
Holy smoke, is this ain't no joke, because I was literally about to go to bed.
Oh my word, look at that.
Wow, do we have a lot to get into here today.
Woo, 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 woo.